Museum.
The Theater of the Imagination. Woo!
We are Richard Duffy.
And Connie Foster. And our radio players began performing here in this fabulous, wonderful, magnificent building in 1997. Wow. Last year we celebrated our 100th production year. Wow. And we are just in the process of recreating radio, educating, put this here, educating and entertaining.
The 1930s and 40s were the golden days of radio, a magical time when Americans, for the first time, shared imagination, information, and entertainment. Radio welded us together as a nation through a crushing depression, a devastating world war, and led us into the future, making life just a little easier to live.
So right now, we are privileged to introduce to you the honorable founders of the SAG-AFTRA Senior Radio Players. Don Ferris.
Don Ferris. We have questions. He wants somebody.
I just want to say, nothing like a full house.
So we have two questions for these wonderful people. The first one is, what was your favorite role that you played with us?
I don't have a favorite role. There were so many. I played comedy and drama, and I enjoyed every single one, and every one was a challenge.
Second question. Why was that your favorite role?
My favorite, most satisfying thing to do was to direct a show and cast two ladies in roles they would normally not play. And one was the role of a very kind, sympathetic, sweet-voiced person, understanding, and the other one was a woman who was very troubled and mysterious and created havoc wherever she went. And so, instead of casting the way I could have, which would have been very easy, I had two actresses who could do that, I thought, I'm going to give them a challenge. Every actor enjoys a challenge. So I switched roles. I think it worked out perfectly, and I'm not saying that there are characters like this lady here. She was really not unscrupulous and strange. And it was a very successful show. It was from a very famous 1940 movie called Leave Her to Heaven.
And now our
Don,
second honorable.
what's your favorite role?
Everybody was being mine. I was Peter.
And I was Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Fibber, don't open that closet. And where was that your favorite?
Well, it was a stretch for me because I'm kind of a low-key guy. And
Yeah, little Anna Henry, right? Yeah. Well, we are so grateful to these two people for starting this organization, and to all of you for coming here and sharing.
So now let's open the curtains and introduce our first director, Mr. Martin Hallisey.
I am Martin.
I'm just going to take about 30 seconds to give a little introductory information about this
script that we're using here is based on a movie that most people have never seen. It's called Call Northside 777. I don't know if there is anybody in the house who can remember, but that was actually a telephone exchange number in Chicago. Northside 777. But anyway, this is a true story. And none of the names were changed to protect the innocent. The names of the actual people. The guy who was accused of murder and spent, he was sentenced to 99 years in prison. And as it turned out, we've seen the story. A reporter for a newspaper called the Chicago Times. Everybody knows the New York Times and the London Times and the Los Angeles Times, but there was once a Chicago Times. And it is still in existence because it was merged with the Chicago Sun. So the Chicago Sun Times is sort of the descendant of the newspaper that is talked about in this script. So what is interesting about it is that when it was made into a movie, some of the people who were portrayed in the movie didn't like the movie because they thought it wasn't like that. So, but people who wrote the reporter, he got to be played by Jimmy Stewart. He was very happy. So anyway, we're going to get started right now. Thank you.
Hollywood, the Screen Directors Playhouse. Screen Directors Playhouse production called Northside 777. The Hollywood Screen Directors presents the drama on murder. The radio drama called Northside 777.
This is a true story. The first chapter was written in blood, turbulent Chicago of 1932. December 9th, on South Ashland Avenue, in a place operated by a woman named Wanda Scudder. The sign in front of her place read, "Groceries, Delicatessen." That was just a front for a speakeasy. In the year 1871, the Great Fire nearly destroyed Chicago, but out of the ashes of that catastrophe rose a new Chicago, a city of brick and brawn, concrete and guts, with a short history of violence beating in its pulse. That history is on record, and the record is kept by the newspaper men who have made Chicago's papers great. No period in Chicago's history was more violent than the years of Prohibition. The rise and fall of the bootlegging empires was written in blood and bullets. In 1932, there were 365 murders committed in Chicago, one for each day of the year. 8 policemen were shot down in the line of duty. One of the most ruthless of these murders occurred on December 9th, 1932 on South Ashland Avenue, in a place operated by a woman named Wanda Scudder. Wanda Scudder's store in the Polish district was the front for a speakeasy.
You got change for 20.
Oh, that's all right. Pay me next time. Mommy, you're looking a cop with a cold coming down.
Oh, come in the back room, Bundy. I'll fix you up with a drink.
Hammett. Stick out.
Officer Bundy laid dead. There were 8 policemen killed that year. Several days later, the police received a tip that pointed suspicion towards a man named Tomek Zaleska. It was discovered that Zaleska had spent the night of murder with a friend, Frank Wiechek. Both suspects, Zaleska and Wiechek, were swiftly brought to trial.
Mrs. Skudnick, you have already identified Thomas Zaleska as one of the men who murdered policeman John Bundy. You see in this courtroom the other man who took part in this shooting.
Yeah, I do. Over there, him!
No! That isn't true!
Frank Wiechek. Had you ever seen Wiechek prior to the murder?
No.
That's all, Your Honor. The people rest.
Both men received a sentence of 99 years to be served in Stateville Penitentiary. This happened in November 1933. Frank and Tomek went to prison. The case was forgotten for 11 years, forgotten until October 10, 1944, when a small advertisement appeared in the classified section of the Chicago Times and found its way to the desk of Brian Kelly, city editor.
Read this ad, McNeil. It appeared in our morning edition.
$5,000 reward for killers of Officer Bundy on December 9, 1932, called Northside 777. What do you make of it?
Well, what I want to know is, what's worth $5,000 to someone to find out who killed a cop 11 years ago?
Well, 1932 was open season at cop killings. Over on the north side, they were shooting them like in pairs, like a brace of ducks.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to check it out. You might get your name in the paper.
This is sucker bait. Every grifter and mooch in town will be after that $5 grand. They'll frame their brothers to get it. Wait a minute, though. Maybe this ad is a frame. There was a lot of angles to it.
Yeah, well, you see what I mean? Just takes you a little longer to catch on. Follow it up.
I'm looking for Tilly Wiechek.
No, what do you want?
I called Northside 777 and they said I'd find her around the building somewhere.
I'm Tilly. I scrub floors here nights.
Ah, I see. You run this ad?
Yes, that's from me. You know something?
No, I'm a reporter for the Chicago Sun-Times. The Chicago Times. I don't know where I got that. Well, we'd like to know why you're so anxious to find the killers of this cop.
Frank Wiechek is my son. I'm his mother. My son is in prison for killing him, but he didn't do it. My friends, they tell me, if I offer big money, maybe somebody will tell who really killed policeman.
Where'd you get the $5,000?
For 11 years I scrub floors. I never miss a day's work. I earned it, every penny.
11 years. It's a long time.
Yes, you just say it. My boy, he lived it.
Oh, now you're wasting your money. You'll get cheated out of it.
No, not me. I get my friend out. Someday, somehow. First, I tried $3,000. Nothing. Now I try $5,000.
Suppose nothing happens.
Yes, 11 years. I dream and I work. Then I work 11 more years. I get $10,000, but my boy Frank, someday he'll get out.
Goodbye, Mrs. Wiechek.
That yarn you wrote on the scrub was pretty good, Mac. It's got size. Elderly woman slaves clear a hut, a son of a 11-year-old murder charge.
I remember the story. You don't have to read it to me.
That's too good for a one-day story. Why don't you go up to Stateville and interview our son?
Well, now, wait a minute. I didn't write the story to glorify the son. He's a cop killer.
Well, do you have any proof he's a cop killer?
Well, they did send him to penitentiary for 99 years for playing bookie. Look, I read the case file on this killing, and the kid killed the cop. And he got what was coming to him.
Let's put it this way. Maybe I'm interested for personal reasons. My mother did the same thing. She scrubbed floors on her hands and knees for more than 11 years to send me through school.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'll go out to the pen in the morning to see him.
Good boy.
Kelly,
What?
I happen to know your mother had a small annuity. She never scrubbed a floor in her life. And you never got past 5th grade. But I figure, you know, if you're going to pull such a corny gag as this, you might want me to go pretty bad, so I'm going. I just don't want you to think you got away with it. We checked the Times has taken an interest in your case. I'd like more of your side of things. I need an angle to hit the public with. Do you understand?
Yes, sir, I do.
Now, about the ad your mother ran in the papers. Did you know that she was scrubbing floors to earn that money?
Yes, I did. All she lives for is to get me out. I guess that's all I've got to live for, too.
That's a very good angle. We'll play that up too, your faith in each other. You know, if you're guilty, you're just letting her slave her life away for nothing.
She knows I'm not guilty.
Well, I read the transcript of the trial, you know.
But you only read what convicted me. All the true facts didn't come out. Even Judge Moulton said I wasn't guilty.
The judge that gave you 99 years?
That's right. In his chambers after the trial, he said to me, he said,
Oh, after the trial. Well, maybe we better duck that. What else?
my lawyer was a drunk. He wouldn't even let me take the stand. He was afraid I'd get the chair.
Go on.
Well, when they question you hour after hour, you're bound to get mixed up on a lot of little things the way I did. But they wouldn't listen to me.
It's another good angle. Railroaded, huh?
Then they took me from police station to another every few hours, taking me around the horn, they call it. So my lawyer couldn't get me out. And this Wanda Skutnik, the first 2 times she saw me, she said I wasn't the man. Then all of a sudden she said I was. Why?
Finger woman, huh? All right, we'll play that up too. Speaking of women, how about your wife? Does your wife visit you regular?
My wife? Yes. Yes, but we're divorced.
I see. Well, maybe we better duck that angle too.
You duck so many things. You don't believe me, do you?
Now here's what we'll do. We'll play up the mother angle and this finger woman and maybe a little police and political corruption.
I didn't say that.
What difference does that make? It makes a good story, a good angle, and it could be true, you know. This thing's got to have soft mass appeal to get sympathy, public support. You leave it to me.
I see. Well, thank you, Mr. McNeil. Thank you for coming to see me.
It's a great story, Mac, but what are you going to use for a photo?
Now look, Kelly, I did what you told me. I interviewed Vichek, I wrote it up, let it drop.
It's snowballing, Mac. They want more of it.
Well, who does? The circulation department. You're selling lots of papers, yeah. But we might also be selling this dead cop short. Maybe he had a mother that scrubbed floors too.
Well, look, Mac.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something else. That judge that promised him a new trial, yeah, well, he died 3 weeks after the case was closed. Pretty smart of that Weechek to give me a lead he knew I could never check.
Okay, Mac, okay. If you're so sure this guy is guilty and there's nothing more to the story, then end it. Write the finished piece and kill him.
I'll take that deal. I'll interview the wife. She believed in him so much, she got a divorce. Yeah, I'll interview her. I'll write a story that'll kill it for keeps, Mr. Kelly. Got any idea why Weechek wanted to see me again, Warden?
I think I better let him tell you that.
Hello, Weechek. What's on your mind?
Mr. McNeil, you've been to see my wife and boy, haven't you?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
want you to write. I don't want you to write any more about me or my family.
Well, you want help, don't you?
I made my wife divorce me and marry again so my boy would have a new name. Now you want him printed his picture and spoiled everything for him. Now everyone knows his father's a convict.
No, I thought I was doing a good job.
No! This is right without heart and without truth. Mr. McNeil, I'll stay here 1,000 years, but you leave alone my mother and my wife and my boy. My mother's doing this for me, not to sell your papers.
How about that?
I've read all you've written, and I think you pitched some pretty low balls.
Well, I wrote it the way I saw it. What's the matter? Everybody goes soft on this thing.
McNeil, up here every man claims he's innocent. The prisoners are the hardest judges of themselves, and they believe that only one man here doesn't belong, Frank Weechek.
Okay. Well, oh, Weechek, would you come back in here a minute?
What do you want?
Well, Frank, I've decided to go on with your case. I'll slant the story your way, but I still don't think you're innocent. But from here on out, I'm willing to dig, get the facts.
You're really on the level this time?
Yeah, that cuts both ways, so get this. If I ever catch you lying to me, I'll blast you so hard you won't even get your parole when your 35 years are up. Don't ever forget that.
You are listening to the Screen Directors Playhouse production of called Northside 777.
Now, are you sure you want to go along and take this lie detector test, Frank? If it turns out bad, you're cooked. And if it turns out good, it's still not legal evidence.
Mr. McNeil, for 11 years I've been waiting for a chance at that box. I'll take the test.
Chicago Times headline, Frank Weechek passes lie test.
Okay, Mac, what's next?
Well, now, I go through old police records.
Well, that won't be easy.
Yeah, you're telling me. Political corruption seen in Weechek case. The state's attorney's office today endeavors to stop this investigator from examining police records behind the conviction of Frank Weechek. Hey, Kelly, I wonder where the boss is heading.
Farm?
Yeah.
I got a pretty good idea, Mac. That last article of yours on political
Yeah, and I haven't even begun to swing yet. They obstructed me all along the line. But I finally found what I was looking for in the police record.
Well,
Wiechek was arrested December 22nd, but he wasn't booked until December 23rd. Now, Wanda Skutnik could have seen him a couple of times before she identified him on the 23rd.
and now here we are.
Kelly, McNeil, you know my attorney, Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns.
I've just had a visit from the delegation, gentlemen. The commissioner, Mr. Faxon, from the state's attorney's office, Mr. Winston, from the governor. They object to our handling of the Wiechek case.
Mr. Palmer, Wiechek is innocent.
They say it's time for us to put up or shut up. The governor is going to set up a hearing of the parole board next week. If we can prove Wiechek innocent, he'll get a pardon. If not, we're going to drop this whole matter once and for all. I accepted the deal. My attorney, Mr. Burns here, thinks I had it bad.
McNeil, I'm an attorney. I know what it's like to go before the pardon board. They're not interested in lie detector tests. They want facts.
Okay, I'll give them something better than facts. Here's a picture I dug out of our files.
Picture?
Yeah, Wanda Skutnik testified that she didn't see Wiechek from the time of the murder till she identified him on December 23rd. But this picture shows a cop taking Wiechek into the new city station, and with them is Wanda Skutnik.
When was this taken?
Well, on the 22nd of December, obviously. That's the day they were taking him station to station.
Now look, McNeil, you can't just say that obviously it was taken on the 22nd. You have to prove it.
But obviously,
It could have been taken after she identified him on December 23rd. The law of the state of Illinois requires only one eyewitness for identification for conviction. So far, that witness, Wanda Skutnik, has not retracted her statement. Unless you can make a liar out of her, you've got no case.
you mean we better get off the hook, Burns?
Yes, I do. Want to give up?
No, I don't. Wiechek is innocent. I know that, beyond any doubt. It's true I haven't found the key witness, Wanda Skutnik. I haven't cracked her testimony, but I want a chance to find her. I want a chance to get Wiechek out. Now, if we call off this hearing, we'll never get another.
The bargain stands.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer. That gives me just 1 week now to find Wanda Skutnik, and I'll call in every day. Palmer, McNeil, no luck today. I'll call in tomorrow. I covered 30 bars today. Got nothing. Well, no sign of Wanda Skutnik. Never heard of Wanda Skutnik, huh? Thanks anyway, bartender.
Hey, mister.
Huh?
And then McNeil,
Yeah, what do you want?
been reading your stories. I wondered when you hit this neighborhood.
You know Wanda Skutnik, where she is?
What's in it for me?
Well, what do you want?
I owe the bartender $1.75.
Here, take it out of this.
You should have thrown those bricks at me.
Where is she?
3724 Honoré Street. Only her name is Siskovich now. She married a big ape, Boris. Don't tell her I told you.
Thanks a lot.
Who are you?
I'm from the Times. My name is McNeil.
Oh, get out of here!
You're Wanda Skutnik.
Kid,
The first 2 times you saw Weechek, you couldn't identify him. What made you change your mind?
Get out. I am not changing my
Will
testimony.
you take a lie test?
You think I'm crazy? I've no reason to help Weechek or you either. You're the one who wrote those lies about me. I've been thinking of suing you.
Yeah, that's why I wrote them. I'd love to get you on the witness stand under oath.
Get out of here!
What?
Oh, no, no,
Well, you
no, no.
Get down. Hold on. Okay?
I will never change my testimony. Never.
Okay. I'm going. That's why I came over to tell you. I didn't want you to have to read it in the paper. That's what Jacob, Wanda Skutnik won't change her testimony in without Lixus. We haven't a chance in the world to get Frank's pardon.
No chance. But you have your lawyer.
Yeah, Mr. Burns. He's going before the pardon board in Springfield in a couple of hours to request that the petition be withdrawn.
Oh, no. No.
I'm sorry, Mr. Weechek. I'm so very sorry.
Now, where to, mister?
Oh, the Chicago Times office, correct?
See the Saturday newspaper?
No.
Oh, here you are. See, there's an article about forgery.
Yeah. Police break forgery case by lodging check 1,000 times.
Yeah, that's it.
Lodging check with Wait a minute. This picture I have of Wanda and Frank together. Driver, get me to the police lab right away, would you?
Gentlemen, this special hearing of the Board of Pardons of the State of Illinois is now in session.
Madam Chair, gentlemen, I originally came here to ask that the petition of Frank Weechek be withdrawn. But an hour ago I received a call from McNeil of the Times. He informed me that he is flying to Springfield with conclusive evidence in support of the petition for Frank Weechek.
What is this evidence, Mr. Burns?
Well, my telephone conversation with him was brief. I'm afraid I don't
Madam
know.
Chair, I'm representing the state's attorney office and I object. If there is evidence, let it be presented at once. If not, we ask that the petition of Frank Weechek be denied here and now.
Here's McNeil. Now.
I'm sorry. I couldn't get here soon. May I have permission to address the board, Madam Chair?
Granted, Mr. McNeil.
Madam Chair, gentlemen, you're only interested in facts. Well, I finally got it. Now, Wanda Skutnik's the only one responsible for Weechek's conviction, but she lied.
Why would she lie, Mr. McNeil?
I don't know, Mr. Faxon. Maybe prejudice, maybe a bribe. She lied.
Can you prove that, Mr. McNeil?
Weechek was arrested at 5 a.m. on December 22nd, but he wasn't booked until 6 p.m. on December 23rd, a day and a half later.
Well, that's not a rare occurrence.
I know. But look at this picture. It shows Wanda Skutnik and Frank Weechek entering the new city station house together.
Well, we have no idea when this was taken.
That's the point. Now, if I do prove this picture was taken on the 22nd of December, the day before Wanda Skutnik identified Weechek in the police lineup, what then?
In that event, we might be obliged to render a favorable decision. But can you prove it?
Well, the Chicago police are enlarging a section of this picture. It'll be transmitted by wire photo to the office of the Springfield Journal just a few blocks from here. All I'm asking you is to step over there and wait for the picture to come out.
Madam Chair, I object. This is an attempt to make journalistic capital of this hearing.
Madam Chair, the governor ordered this hearing for the purpose of arriving at the truth. If you fail to consider every item of evidence, you've defeated the very purpose of this hearing. What is your decision?
Gentlemen, we'll adjourn to the offices of the Springfield Journal.
Now, what's coming in on that wired photo machine is a magnified enlargement of a small section of this picture I have in my hand.
Do you mean a close-up of Wanda Sputnik?
No, Madam Chairman. What do you see in this picture?
Why, a policeman taking Wanda and Wieczek into the station house.
No, that's not what I mean. Look in the background.
Why, it's just a newsboy on the sidewalk with some papers under his arm.
Yeah, that's the part that we're enlarging.
What do you expect to find in the enlargement?
The date on the newspaper in the newsboy's hand.
Is that possible?
Frankly, I don't know. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on the condition of the original negative, the shading of the paper, and the density of the print. And I've been saying a few prayers, too. Here it is.
Let's see it.
No, it has to be developed. Now, if you just follow the technician into the dark room, you'll be able to see by the red light there. He's putting it in the suit there.
What do you expect by all this hocus pocus, McNeil?
If the date on the newspaper is the December 23rd, you have no case. But if it's December 22nd, then it means that Wanda Sputnik lied about not seeing Frank before the 23rd. It means Frank Wieczek was convicted on perjured testimony.
Wait, the picture is starting to appear.
Yeah, it's coming through. Now, watch that date. December 22nd. That's the date I was hoping for. December 22nd!
Well, there it is, Frank. The outside. You're free.
Yeah, I got a new suit and $10.
It's almost $1 a year. Well, it's a big thing when a sovereign state admits an error, Frank. There aren't many governments in the world that would do it.
No.
How about your boy?
Well, Helen and her husband came to see me. They said I could have the boy with me whenever I want.
Good. Good. That's good.
So they'll be my boy and my mother. Yeah. It's a good world outside.
Yes, it's a good world outside. Frank Wieczek is free. Free because of a mother's faith, the courage of a newspaper, and one reporter's refusal to accept defeat.
Heard in our past today, and please hold the applause until all are named. Roger Fadish as narrator. John S. Green as Officer Bundy and John Paxton. Robert Bruller as Boris. Gerald H. Bailey as Robert and Kathy. Bradley Davidson as prosecutor and Martin Burns. Robert Duslack as warden and K.L. Palmer. Madeline Fallon as the barfly. Sharon Carlson as chairman of the board. Suzanne Petrie as Wanda Sputnik. George Elliott as Brian Kelly. Herb Lichtenstein as Frank Wieczek. Iris Lieberman as Tilly Wieczek. And Rob Alton is Jim McNeil. Our sound effects team was Kona Shaughnessy and Larry Denver. Our producer was William C. Thompson. Our director was Martin Allison. I'm Mary Bonnet, your announcer for this afternoon.
And it's entitled Baseball. It was on the air September of 1949, and it was one of the last episodes before the I Love Lucy became a television show. So that started in the early 50s. And so I'm ready if you are.
Hello, everybody. It's time for my favorite husband. Jello, everybody! Yes, it's the new Gay Family series, brought to you by the Jello family of desserts. J-E-L-L-O. Let's remember the stand for the Jello family. The big red yellow stand for the Jello family. That's Jello. Yum, yum, yum. Jello pudding. Yum, yum, yum. Tap. Hey, yoga. Pudding. Yes, sirree. Yes, sirree. Yay. And now, Liz and George Cooper, two people who live together and like it. Come with us to the quiet little town of Sheridan Falls, and let's look into the little brown house at 321 Bundy Drive, where the Coopers live. They're entertaining George's boss, Mr. Atterbury, as his wife. And the subject under discussion is the forthcoming annual bank outing. Iris, what are you going to wear to the outing?
I just can't make up my mind, Liz.
No, neither can I. I could wear my new play suit.
No, you don't.
Why not? It's a cute play suit.
Well, George thinks it's too daring. He says there's too much play and not enough suit.
I suppose I should wear my blue slacks, but I wouldn't be caught dead in them. All the girls have seen them.
It's the honest thing, George boy.
What is it, Mr. Atterbury?
2 weeks ago, those slacks that Iris wouldn't be caught dead in were the most adorable things in town for $59.50.
Rudolph.
And while we're on the subject, why do they call them slacks? I've never seen any in them.
Just ignore them, Iris.
The trouble is, Liz, it's hard to figure out what to wear to an all-day outing like that.
I know you need shorts for the three-legged race and slacks in case it isn't a warm day.
Yeah, you need your bathing suit in case you decide to go swimming.
And a coat for the drive home.
Why don't you two take along a wardrobe trunk?
And a tent for quick changes.
Oh, it's so easy for you men to make fun of our problems. You can wear the same clothes for everything.
Oh, I don't know about that. Mr. Atterbury, have you decided what you're going to wear Sunday?
Darn it all, I just can't make up my mind.
Never mind, you two.
Well, I wear my swim trunks, my gym trunks, but all the boys have seen them already.
Well, I wear my gray sweatshirt, but Iris thinks it's too daring. It shows the hair on my chest.
What hair?
Why,
mine. And my baseball cap. Liz, do you know where my ball cap is?
It's in the hall closet along with that little strainer.
Strainer?
You know, that little strainer with the strapping back.
That happens to be my catcher's mitt.
Oh, well, are you going to take all that stuff along on Sunday?
And how? We've divided the employees of the bank into 2 baseball teams, and I'm captain of one of them.
Oh, really, George? That's wonderful.
Yes, and I'm the captain of the other one.
Oh, that's nice, Rudolph. I'll get a bottle of Absorbine Junior.
I won't need any this year, Iris. I'm not playing.
You're not, Rudolph?
No, neither am I.
Well, why not? You two always play.
Well, they made a new rule this
You mean you have to be good?
year. How do you know where that? No. This year the teams are going to be made up of husbands and wives.
And you can't play unless your wife plays.
Well, why didn't you ask us? Iris and I would have been glad to play.
That's why we didn't ask you.
Well, I think that's mean. You don't even know if Iris and I can play baseball. Iris can be tackle, and I can be quarterback.
You mean she could serve and you could play the net?
Oh, yeah. I must have been thinking about bowling.
I wouldn't believe this if I hadn't heard it. Liz, do you know what a strike is?
Certainly. That's when you knock down all the players with one ball.
My gosh, she was thinking of bowling.
Why don't you let us play, Rudolph?
Forget it, DiMaggio.
Rudolph, do you think I'm an old lady? Can't see to hit, too fat to run, too awkward to throw a ball? Is that what you think?
That covers it pretty well.
Hey, what are you 2 girls kidding about? It's rougher on us not to be able to play ball.
Oh,
Oh, what I would give to get into my old college uniform and hear the crowd yell as I slide into home plate.
well, George, as long as you aren't going to wear that dirty old uniform, may I please throw it away this year?
Oh, I should say not. Do you know what that number 5 on that dirty old uniform stands for?
Doesn't stand for Chanel.
It stands for the best ball player our college ever had. Me.
You?
Yes, sir. Little old me. There's a certain group of spectators who'll never forget the afternoon of August 25, 1933.
If anyone asks why, I'll kill him.
Well, sir, it was the final game of the series.
Please, everybody, places. You are about to hear a replay of that famous epic, Cooper at the bat.
But I came to bat. It was the last of the ninth. 2 men were out, and the bases were loaded.
What else?
Come on, let's get it over, George. You stepped coolly up to the plate.
I stepped coolly up to the plate. The first pitch, right through the middle. Strike 1. The second pitch, right through the middle.
Look, old boy. In case the third pitch is a strike, step back. You're spraying me.
Well, the third pitch came fast and hard. I gripped the bat firmly. I swung. The ball went up and over the bleachers for a home run.
Thank you, Ted Husing.
Well, that was very good, George.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Atterbury.
Now, where did you read that?
It's true. And you can see it again Sunday. I can only play.
Oh, now, George, you could play if you let us play too.
Yes, Rudolph, give us a chance.
Come on, give us a break.
No.
Please.
No.
No. I just had a dream, and I played baseball real good. So I think you should let me play on your ball team.
Oh, now, don't start that again. I'm just as sorry as you are that you don't know how to play.
Oh, I've made a great decision.
What's that, Mrs. Cooper?
Well, George can't play baseball Sunday unless I can play too, so I'm going to learn all about baseball today.
I thought you were going shopping this afternoon.
Oh, I am. I'm going to learn about baseball this morning. It won't take me all day. Hand me the phone book, will you? Oh, won't George be surprised? Now let's see. Classified section, automobiles, awnings, baby food, barber supply, bottles, cabinet makers. Huh. How do you like that? There isn't a single baseball teacher in town. I'll get a cake.
Hello, Liz girl.
Well, come on in, Iris.
I stopped by the bookstore and got the most wonderful book. It's called Baseball and How to Play It.
Oh, wonderful. Will you help us, Katie?
All right, class will now come to order. Now, let's see. Baseball team is composed of 9 men.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Iris, don't forget they're going to be our husbands.
Oh, nuts. Go ahead.
A game consists of 9 innings, and each team is allowed 3 outs per inning. Any questions?
I have one.
So have I. What's yours, Iris?
What's an out? Is that what you were going to ask?
No, I was going to ask what's an inning, but now that you mention it, I don't know what an out is either. What is it, Katie?
But it doesn't say. It probably comes later.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
What are the positions of the players?
Well, they're standing up, aren't they? All except for the catcher. He squats.
Oh, gee, Liz, you know much more about it than I do.
Well, I've been around a little.
That wasn't the right answer.
No?
The positions are pitcher, catcher,
Oh, now
first
that.
base.
Hello, Mrs. Cooper. Are you busy?
Well, a little, Mr. Wood.
Oh, you've got company. I won't bother you. I was just a little lonesome.
Lonesome. With 11 children?
That's just it. They're all away. I miss the thunder of little feet around the house.
Yeah, I guess you do.
I heard the patter of some big feet over here.
Well, I'd ask you in, but Mrs. Atterbury and I are studying baseball. We want to surprise our husband.
But you're not trying to learn it out of a book.
Yes.
Oh, you can't learn baseball that way. Why did you ask me to teach you?
Oh, would you? Iris, this is our next door neighbor. Mrs. Atterbury, Mr. Wood.
Hello, Mrs. Atterbury.
Are you sure you know about baseball, Mr. Wood?
Do I know about baseball? I saw a World Series game once.
Is that good?
It was the final game of the series, the last of the ninth. The bases were loaded and 2 men were out when Babe Ruth came to bat. He let 2 strikes go by.
And then knocked a home run and saved the day?
That's right!
Why, the big copycat. He stole that from George.
Look, if we're going to learn baseball, let's get started.
Okay, all right, now, let's say the living room is the dining.
The what?
Dining. And I put these pillows down for the bases. Now, Mrs. Atterbury, you cover first base.
All right.
Now, Mrs. Cooper, you're up the batting. Mrs. Atterbury, you don't cover first base by sitting on it.
Not much, she doesn't. She covers first base and halfway to second base.
Yes. That's not what I mean. Now, stand on the base, Mrs. Atterbury. Right. Now, Mrs. Cooper,
Yeah?
you're at bat, and you just hit the ball. You run to first base.
I can't.
Why not?
Iris is on first base.
Doesn't matter. Go on. Run to first base.
Nothing doing. You stay there, Liz. This is my base.
You don't understand.
Let her get her own base.
Well, it is kind of silly, Mr. Wood, with all the bases that are empty. Why do we have to crowd up on one?
Fine. We'll all be on the same team. Now, this is a double play. Mrs. Atterbury, you're on first base.
I'm in a rut.
Mrs. Cooper, you're in second base, and I'm shortstop.
Okay, I'm on second base.
hits a grounder.
It's a what?
A grounder. Mrs. Atterbury goes back to field the ball. You move over to cover first base, and I cover second. Now, the throw comes to first base.
Who's on first?
You are.
Well, where's Iris?
I'm back feeling the ball.
Fielding it, not feeling it.
I thought that was
Now,
silly.
Mrs. Cooper, you throw the ball to second.
Who's on second?
I am. Now, if it were a triple play, I would throw the ball to third.
Now, just a minute, Mr. Wood. I'm on first, Iris is fielding the ball, and you're on second. Who's on third?
Abbott and Costello.
There you go, crowding the bases again.
Ladies, the lesson is over. Never learn anything about patience.
Yeah, this isn't our game, Les. Let's forget it.
Well, we can't.
What do you mean we can't?
Well, I thought it would be easy to learn all about baseball, so this morning
You what?
I called the bank and signed us up for the game.
Oh, no!
Oh, yeah!
And now, we go back to baseball.
Well, maybe Liz ought to quit trying to learn baseball and take up cooking, because anybody but anybody can be a successful cook with Jell-O.
Jell-O? Jell-O puddings, the dessert the family will go for. All 3 Jell-O puddings bring really wonderful homemade goodness. Jell-O.
Jell-O butterscotch, Jell-O chocolate, Jell-O vanilla. They're smooth as cream, and they're rich and distinctive. And once you've tried them, you'll find out why more women buy Jell-O puddings because of any other prepared puddings in the world.
And now back to the Coopers. Some startling news has just been placed on the bulletin board of the Sheraton Falls National Bank. 2 new names have been added to the roster of the husband and wives baseball teams. When George Cooper finds out, he acted in his usual gallant fashion.
Mr. Atterbury, something awful's happened.
The bank's been held up.
Worse than that.
Worse than that.
Liz signed up to play with my team tomorrow.
She did. Oh, that's a shame, boy.
And Iris signed up to play on your team.
Yeah, I was signed up. Oh, God. Why couldn't the bank have been robbed?
Isn't this outing fun? You know, I didn't know so many people worked at the bank. Want another hot dog, Iris?
Oh, yeah, I think I would.
What would you like on it? Same thing? Pickle, mustard, chili sauce, ketchup?
Yeah, and lettuce, butter, salt, pepper, and a dash of horseradish.
Iris, at least give a hot dog a fighting chance.
How about you, George? More to eat?
Nope, gotta keep in shape for the game.
Well, for heaven's sake, sit down and stop swinging that bat. It looks so conspicuous. No one else is wearing his old college uniform.
Well, George, I'm impressed you can still get into the clothes you wore in college. I have my uniform, but it doesn't quite fit me anymore.
Woohoo! His arm won't even fit in the trousers.
Well, George fit into his after we made the decision.
What decision?
Either he had to let out his breath, or I had to let out his pants.
You'll sing another song when you see me play.
Who'd you finally get the umpire, George?
Our neighbor, Mr. Wood.
No, but he's a friend of yours. That's not fair. Why didn't you get someone from the bank, Rudolph?
They all refused. They were afraid to call a strike on me.
Well, let's get the game going. What you do with the baseball gloves? I bought this.
I left them in the car. They aren't any good.
Aren't any good? I just bought them.
Well, you sure got stung. They're all left-handed.
using strategy. I'm saving you.
Saving me?
Yes. Now, when the team gets in a pit spot, then you're going to come in and pull us out of the pit.
George,
What?
why don't you let me pitch and you wait and pull us out of the hole?
No, listen, I want you.
Huh.
Now, stay on the sidelines and root for us. All right, let's go.
All right. Iris is up first. Has anybody seen the old bat? Oh, yes, there, on the ground. You're on, Iris.
Oh, isn't this exciting?
Are you sure you know what to do?
Of course I do.
Rah, 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 T-E-A-M team, yay!
Well, come on, let's go.
Iris, I think you'll hit the ball farther if you use the other end of the bat.
Hey,
Whoa! What do you mean, ball? That was a strike. Anybody can see that. What's the matter with you?
Liz, I haven't thrown it yet.
Oh, well, I got the old team spirit, haven't I, George?
Yes.
Don't throw a very fast one, George.
Sorry, Iris. When baseball starts, friendship ends.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw my speedball. You won't even be able to see it. All right, here it comes.
Whoa!
Iris!
George, you are good. You hit her bat and made the ball go clear out over the
Well run, Iris. Don't stand there.
What happened? What was that noise I heard?
You just hit a home run. Speedball, eh, George? Let's have more of those.
George, it's the 6th inning. Is it time for me to play yet?
Not yet, honey.
But they're ahead of us 10-0. Isn't that the time spot you're telling me about?
And no, now, don't worry. Liz, we're holding our own.
Holding our own.
Yes, the score's been 10-0 for the last 4 innings.
You're not going to let me play at all.
Yeah, I am. I'm saving you.
Well, stop saving me. Spend me already.
Now, don't bother me, Liz. I've got to get out there and pitch to Mr. Hackberry. Now, talk to me after this inning.
Oh.
All right, Cooper boy, fire away. What direction shall I hit the home run in?
And don't worry, you won't even hit the ball.
Well, let her go, boy.
straight one.
Right. What's the matter with you? That was a mile wide off the plate.
What?
Certainly.
Ball one.
Oh, are you kidding? That was right through the middle.
It was?
You're darn right it was.
Straight one.
It was a ball.
It was a strike.
Strike.
Ball.
Strike!
Wait a minute. What are we arguing about it for? Take it over.
Nice work, Joe. That ties the score.
Hooray! The score's tied!
The bases are loaded. This is our big chance.
Oh, here I am, Captain. All set. Do I go in now?
Are you kidding? The last of the ninth, 3 men on, 2 outs, and it's my turn at bat.
But you said I could play. That's not fair.
Liz, I'm saving you.
For when? Next year's bank outing? If you were going to save me this long, you should have packed me in dry ice.
Please, Liz.
You cheated me.
Liz.
Cheaters never prosper. Cheaters never prosper. What are you swinging 3 bats like that for anyway? You look silly.
Well, all big league batters swing 3 bats. Then you let 2 of them go, like this. And then the other one, see? Oh.
George! Help! He had himself with a bat.
George boy, speak to me.
What hit me? I'm supposed to be a bat.
You're not going to play anymore today, boy.
Well, but who got in my place?
Aren't you glad you saved me, George?
Oh.
What? Oh, he passed out again. Harry, you take him to the first aid station.
Do you want to continue the game.
You're darn right we do. We'll win this one for good old George. Come on, team.
All right, everybody, let me hear it now. On 1, on 2, on 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Always root for the Cubs.
Batter up!
That's me. I'm ready. Come on, pitch it over. Wait a minute. You can't pitch from there. You're standing entirely too close to me. Back up.
Mrs. Cooper, you are facing the catcher. If you do an about face, you'll see the pitcher.
Oh, yeah, I was just kidding.
Ooh, all right, go. Strike one.
Strike one? How can you call that a strike when I didn't even see the ball?
It came right over the plate.
Well, that's not fair. I get up here before I get a chance to blink my eyes.
Strike two.
Now you wait a minute. I was talking.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Cooper.
Well, why can't you wait until I stop talking?
We don't want the game to be called on account of darkness.
I'll get you for that, Rudolph Atterbury.
Now, you understand, Mrs. Cooper, you only get one more strike.
One more. Mr. Wood, my husband's lying over there unconscious, and I'm left to carry on alone. Couldn't you let me have one extra strike?
Please, now watch the pitcher.
All right.
He's winding up.
Well, I'm ready for him. George, honey, how do you feel?
Oh, I feel better. The doctor told me to lie here and be quiet. Tell me this, who won the game?
We did, by one run, and guess who made it?
No!
Yes, I was magnificent. It was the last of the night. Bases were loaded.
I know that. What happened?
Did I stop you when you were telling your story?
Go on.
I stepped up to the plate. I let two strikes go by, didn't even look at him. And then that third pitch came up right across the corner, and I belted it out, up for a home run.
Liz, you're wonderful.
Yeah.
I got the doctor, Liz. He'll be right in to look at you.
Look at Liz.
Yes. She got hit on the head with the ball. That automatically sent her to first base and forced in the winning run.
Oh, you and your big fat mouth. Hey, announcer.
Yes, Liz?
Do you realize that I haven't been making the most of being on the radio?
What do you mean?
Well, I can control the universe. If I wanted to storm, I'd just say, storm! Stop! You didn't get wet, did you?
Not a drop.
See? Or I can be in China. Or on top of a mountain in Switzerland. That's it. I'm on top of a mountain in Switzerland. Oh, my ears are popping. Let's not be literal. Oh, I wonder if there's an echo up there. Hello? Oh, what a smart echo. Buddy. I'll try again. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Joe! What do you got?
Hello?
Listening to My Favorite Husband, brought to you by CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Heard in My Favorite Husband, and please hold your applause, the Jello team, Michaela Nelson and Kathleen Waller. Iris Atterbury, played by Sharon Carlson, Rudolph Atterbury, Gerald H. Bailey, Katie, Bridget Duffy, Mr. Wood, John S. Green, George Cooper, William C. Thompson, Liz Cooper, Kate Johnson. Our sound effects team, Konai Shaughnessy and Larry Youngberg,